Hello guys, welcome to another time out with me. Today I just want to do a simple demonstration on the best way to install your rig for the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K or 6K. You need to get used to this. When you're on the field, you don't want to be fumbling. When you want to move between your gimbal and your tripod, or your gimbal and your glide cam or something like that, you need to already know what to expect. You already need to get familiar with these guys. And that's what we're going to be doing today. And I believe you'll learn something new coming up. All right, welcome back. So this is your tripod. The first thing you need to do, oh, by the way, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe, of course, like at the end of the video, so if you do like the video. But I will encourage you to subscribe and hit the notification button so whenever we drop a video, tutorial, music video, movie, short movie, whatever we do, which we're all into, you'll be there, you'll be able to see it firsthand. And especially like when it's time to give giveaways, you need to be notified what's going down so you could be the winner. All right, and that should be closed by the 2,000 mark. Okay, so let's go. First thing you want to do is mount your camera, your Blackmagic camera, on the tripod. The only thing I have mounted here is this base plate, which is the rig base. I mounted it. Let me go ahead and take it off. See that? So I mounted it on the. I mounted the base plate first from SMALLRIG, all right? Then I put it on the quick release plate of the tripod. Now, this quick release plate can also work for the Moza 2 Air. They are very identical. It looks like the same product. So I don't really have to switch between both. I can go ahead and take this off and mount it on my Moza Air 2 or on my handheld stabilizer, which is the glide cam. First thing, your SMALLRIG base plate or whatever base plate you have, and put it on the Manfrotto style quick release plate, which I will mount in here right now. Okay, then tighten it. We are ready to go ahead and get things started. You want to keep this guy steady so we won't be rocking while we work. All right. So you try to make it even. Sometimes you don't need a long rig. I got longer poles because I usually have a lot of stuff. I just think it's better. I can always shorten it. I can make everything compact by the way I position stuff, and it will be good to go. And then I can extend stuff because of the mat box and stuff like that. You want to know where exactly to place them. If you've done this over and over again, you already know I need to create space for my mat box. I'm using my mat box today, so I need to create space for it. I'm going to be having the lens holder. In this case, we will not be needing it because of the lens I'm using. I'm using the FD 50mm lens today, and on the Metabones speed booster for FD lenses. Of course, that's my cinematic choice. Tighten on both sides so it don't go sliding on you. Next, you want to bring in anything that will go in between this and this. Let's see, what do I need to put in there? Yeah, this is a device so I need to get in here. I just bought it. It is D-tap extension. Let me see if you can see it on this side. Yeah, it's a D-tap extension. All right, it's got 4 D-tap mounts. All right, so you can install 4 items, which I don't want to do. I don't think it's advisable. I want to stay with 2 or maximum 3 items so we don't blow the device. It says a maximum of 10 amps, so you know how you rock it. On my V-mount battery, I have the D-tap outlet and then the USB. And like most D-tap, most V-mounts, it has USB and some other outlets which are not 12 volts, which are like for charging phones and stuff like that. It would not power my monitor. And you know the monitor I have, right? We talked about that before. Oh, the monitor is right there. I'll bring that in a minute. It's the Fieldworld 7-inch ultra bright 2.2 nits, I think, monitor, you know, which is intimidating to even daylight. So it takes as much power as the camera itself. That's something you want to decide if you want, but for me, it's life-saving. It's wonderful. Anyway, I'm not talking about that yet. I'm talking about this item. So the good thing now, it's this guy, it's got I think about 12 to 14 volts. I can't remember, but it's just enough to handle the camera, which is 12 to maximum of about 18 volts, right? Safely, maximum 18 volts. After that, I think you can blow it. That's what I think I read, yeah, right? That's what I think I read, but you could confirm that, don't take me on that. But it has a limit, so you want to know all this information. For this, I am safe. This now, I can go to the D tab here, power from this guy, and then I bought another cable, which got another D tab mount, which can come in here and go to the monitor with this, I don't know what you call this mount, that can power up my monitor, okay? So I already have the one for the camera. This product I was telling you about, the good thing about it is it will not be lying around. There are some, I mean, there are cheaper ones. This is about 35, I think. There are cheaper ones for like 2019, which will just have this same mount and the connection, but nowhere to mount it. You know, no quick release, no option to mount it where it will not be flying around, you know. Even though it may be all right, but I guess it was a lot safer to have the rod in here. So this is a new product. I was one of the first to get it. It came out this month, and yeah, you can mount, you could put it on your rail, so just like this, but I'm gonna put it at the back and get your power from the camera here, your power from the monitor here. I'll let this guy out here, so I'll put it at the back and we can see that. I'll sway it over this way. And I know I usually have a space here, so I can conveniently put this guy here and lock it up. So that's good to go. We can have all our stuff. You see, it's made of metal, so it's rigid, you know, so that's what you want to get. Don't forget, the links will be in the description if you do want to pick up this item. I strongly advise it, especially for powering your camera. VMAT batteries in general, they are very powerful, and they can carry both the camera and the monitor, and I have tested it with mine, and okay, it has powered both my camera and the monitor for 6 hours. I haven't found the end of it. Next thing you want to do, anything you want to put in here, let's decide, do we want to rock this one? Let's rock it. Let's rock it. There's no harm. So this is next. All right, we'll wrap it up with this. Nothing can come after this guy, which is the V-mount mount or holder from SMALLRIG. If this is the one you're using, the way it works, it stays, it's just the last item. It has to be the last item. So unlike some other ones, so if you want to bring your battery closer to your camera, you need to get another quick release V-mount holder, one that comes with this base. Because this one doesn't come with this base. This is from SMALLRIG as well, but I attached them together. All right, as you will see in another video that I already made, I showed how I put them together, screw it in. So, but the way it stays in here, it hits the edge of the item so that when you put it in, it is stuck, can't go any further. But this is a lot better now. The reason why you need to do this on a tripod is when, like you saw in my previous video, I'll put a link right here. you don't want to be moving your camera back and forth and rolling, and your external monitor or your external memory card or SSD be flapping and hitting the sides. Your camera lenses will be on this way. It's not a good way to set it up. So on your camera stand, on your tripod, that's the way to go. Okay, you see everything is going in nice and easy. I'm not flipping, I'm not fighting with it. This is the Andor tripod. It is pretty okay. I mean, it looks professional, looks like the Manfrotto type, but it's not. It's I chose it. If you have the money, go for the Manfrotto. Like I say, I chose it because my Manfrotto will soon arrive. Like I said, I'm in film school, and part of my tuition, I already paid for a lot of this item, like the lights. My FS5 will be coming. The laptop, editing laptop is already here. So I don't want to, I couldn't wait. Works on hand won't let me wait. So I got this guy, knowing that it won't be a regret because I need the job. I need to look professional when I go to work site. When I go do my jobs, I need to look professional. So this is professional enough. Nobody will look down on this guy, and I think it's affordable if you're running on a budget. This is the guy to go with, 109 or 119. You see the price in the description. So I got this guy set up, and I've got this guy set up. All I have to do, it feels tight, but I have to lock it up. I told you can't mount anything after this guy. If you don't want to deal with it, this is cheaper. It's cheaper, but even with buying these two items, it's cheaper, but you can't swing it in here. So if you're one of those who like to keep it close, your battery, your VMAT close to the camera to keep it compact, you might want to go with another VMAT holder. All right, but if you want this one, this will be in the description. Another way to go about it, if you want to stick with the cheaper one, is to get shorter rods. Okay, get shorter rods, and this guy at the end will still be, there won't be this length, so it'll be something like this. This guy will back up a little bit, and it will still have that compact feel when you have shorter rods. Okay, so we are getting there. All right, I hope we get. It looks like a empty truck. All right, so let's start loading up the truck. So we load it up. All right, let's say it's time for the matte box, okay? Let me check if this, because it already has, I got this donut ring. It's called the donut for the matte box, but it's to cover up this guy from backlight. But this matte box already came with one. I didn't know. It's got a couple of them rings, if you want options. So, maybe I won't be needing this, but I think this will do a better job stopping light from back of the camera. But first of all, I'll try the lens and see if it fits. Now it does not fit. So it does not fit. So it's looking like I have to take it off and depend on. Okay, so taken off. So now we have a wider hole, and I'll put this guy in. It's elastic, so when it gets in place, it's gonna snap. And you see that? It's that tough, it's strong. It's doing the job right now. So now we can mount up this bad guy. Trying to get the lens in. All right, so we got our matte box in place, but we need to keep it, but we need to keep it on the rail because it comes with its own rail. And I already shown the unboxing. When I did the mass unboxing of these items, you might want to check so you know exactly what comes with it, because you might forget and not use some of the parts. This is an arm to make it, help it open and close, so you can easily take out lenses and do any changes you want to do. So you can mount it like this. See that? Or maybe you don't see that. Let me give you a side view. It locks. Let's go. It opens. Okay. It opens and closes. Okay, you can take the mat board aside and mount it. What else can be in this way? My focus will probably be on my left hand. So I guess we have to mount this guy before we put it on. That's also high. We need some form of elevation. Let's try and put this. There are some side displacement, whatever, which you can put this one into, and it will fit just in. It will take this one lower and get your mat box to where you need to take it to. Let's see, something like this. We need more elevation for this guy, so we have to figure that out. It means we are not going to be testing our filter today till I get that one sorted out. So like I said, you want to know all your instruments before you get on location. Let's go with the regular pattern, like without a mag box. You set this one up. We have this guy ready. This is the conventional way of mounting this handle from SMALLRIG, but I already know this guy. I already know my monitor. It will be too close. I will have to take this off again and flip it over. I'll show you what I mean. We got that in place. Now I talked about this arm from FANTASEAL, not the one from SMALLRIG. The one from SMALLRIG, I already showed a video where it failed. It's not strong enough, not as strong, as rigid as this one from FANTASEAL. If you are rocking the 7-inch, you definitely need this arm, because none of those swivel, whatever, putting it back and forth can do the job if you're using this. If you're using the small one, yep, it's always a plus to have this arm to rock with. So I'm gonna put it right here. It's better when it's on your eye level, if you can, help it. Otherwise, maybe you're doing a low shot, you can be looking down at it and then looking at your talent or whatever you're recording. You still are able to get this view and get back to the actual view, because the perspective you need to maintain in your head what you're recording. Remember, this guy needs to be tight. The middle controls the edges. If this one is not tight, they won't work. They'll be flappy. So when that is tight, now this one will go in. Keep it straight. Then bring the monitor in, turn it and socket so you can swivel around. You can make it this way if you want, which most people like to shoot in, and that is fine for now. For this purpose, you have the option of using this here, but this is too light. It will die in 15-20 minutes. This, which is ideal, but more weight. Good thing is this arm can carry it though, and that's how I've been rocking it. Even though it holds onto it, you don't want it to go weaker and start falling off, over time. The solution now is this guy here, which is, like I said, attached to the rail. The power, this one goes to the D tab. The others can now tap into this. This is the D-tab. Like I said, once again, I always go for the coiled wires, and they can still stretch out when necessary. We got power to this unit now, and now we're going to tap connect for the Blackmagic cinema camera and connect. So we have this space now, and this space is like for all our wires and any activities that may be necessary. We still have our access to the screen here, and this you can move back and forth depending on where you want to place your hand. For the camera, you want to take it, everything should go through the middle here. So let's take this one, let's power up the camera. Might want to keep this one off, just for safety. This guy should have been in first before we install this guy. It's sad, but this is all part of the reason for this video. Get acquainted with your rig. and know which should be which. Now this on location will definitely mess me up. It will take up some time. You know, artists can be impatient sometimes, which is inevitable in terms of there will always be wait time on location. There will always be, either for the makeup, which they take a long time, especially when it's a female. So we'll take that off. Now let's get this guy in. So next time I know, like you should, this guy should already be in. Even I would advise getting this ready before you put the matte box. Now it's a little bit in the way, but I think I can get, it's going to slow me down on how I get it in, but I think I can make it happen. But then you get used to the workflow when you do this over and over again. Don't be afraid to take it back and forth, because you will take it back and forth on location. Hopefully you're not using this for a wedding rig, you know, but for a wedding, I think a compact one, you don't want to be in the way of people. So now no more weight here, and power gets to the monitor easy. Less stress on this arm. Everything is in place. Okay, so we're ready to go. Everything is in place. Monitor comes on, camera on. So now we have all our solution in one place, power from one spot, and we are good to go. Let's get this one back in position. So when you're used to it, you know what's the fastest way to install your item. Always make sure you practice. As you do that, you discover that, you know, which should be first, which is easier to set up first, you know, and then it becomes like muscle memory, and you don't have to think about it when you do it next time. You just go pop, 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 and it's done. The power cable, the USB Type-C for the SSD, and lock it up. I saw one guy on YouTube complaining about these two nuts, you know, being in the way of each other. The way to go about it is do the back one first, the one closest to the cable. Get that first. It will line up at the end of it. When it's locked, it will line up like this, diagonally. Then you lock the second one. Okay, and it ends up in the same way in line. Okay, so they don't really affect each other. It's not in the way. All right, we learn every day. It's not, I'm not, you know, I didn't mention name. I'm not trying to blacklist. What I really wanted to get across to you guys is the best way to set up your rig without even feeling any stress. With this one, if I put it on this, I'm going to be organized. I'm not going to be following my camera left and right. The most important takeaway from today's lecture is do your setup rig on the tripod, and everything else will be a lot easier, okay? Also, power from one source. Keep all your items lighter. Power from one source, power cables to all these items, and nothing is falling. So if you are into shoulder rigs, I got this guy for you. From Camvit is what I call it. But my friend Bartoli, I can't even pronounce his name right. You know, he calls it Camvati. Open the lid here so that this thing, the 15-meter rods can go in. All right, subscribe guys. We got a lot coming up. Subscribe to this channel so you'll be first to see, and hopefully you learn one or two things, and then share with us too. Don't forget to always check the links and then comment any of your experiences, any tip you need to add. I'll be watching out to see, reply, learn from you guys out there, because there are some bad dudes. And the next video is going to talk about which is better. If you're the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera holder, what should be your priority? The gimbal, we're going to compare that with this. We're going to discuss which is the right way to go. We're going to analyze which is your best option. If this is your camera and you have to choose one, especially for financial reasons, what is the first thing you should get? Maybe we should hold up a selfie here. Hey. Do you see that? Oh. See that guy real clearly? Maybe one of them will work. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.